It is statistically impossible to be great. You have to realize that most people will never be great. Most people will never attain success over and around $1 million in net worth. You have to understand that only about 60 million people worldwide, 60 million people worldwide have a net worth more than $1 million. That's less than 1% of the population. That's how rare it is. It is extremely rare. Not only that, but about half of them inherited their wealth. So you have to understand that now it's less than 0.5%. You have to understand how rare that is. 56 million people. 56 million people is not a lot of people. It is extremely rare to actually have $1 million in net worth. It is so rare, in fact, that most people cannot comprehend, cannot really understand how hard it is to go ahead and be in the top 1% of people worldwide. It is so hard to do. You have to have so many things go right. You have to have good health, a good mind. You have to have good education. You have to get lucky. You have to get a good upbringing, good parents, and all kinds of things. Depending on the country you live in, those statistics might be even worse. So you have to realize this. You have to put it into perspective. You really, really should put it into perspective. And because of inflation, actually, it's a bit easier to be a millionaire now because, believe it or not, money has degraded because of inflation. It means less and less to be a millionaire. There are people out there who are in those 56 million people and they feel poor. They actually feel poor. Believe it or not, that's how it is. They feel like they are marginalized. They feel like they should have more. But I'm not saying like these people are evil or something like that. No, you have to understand just how rare it is. You really have to look at the fact that 76% of population, of the worldwide population, 76% has a net worth less than $10,000. By having $10,000 either in cash or assets, you are in the 25th percentile. That's how crazy statistics go. But as you go forward, it is more and more and more difficult. The statistics just go against you. You should always look at the odds. Of course, you're going to get a little bit demoralized, but you will see, you will have a better attitude about your failures. You wouldn't really feel that bad if you knew that you had so few chances. You have to understand how rare it is. You have to understand how hard it actually is to achieve that level of wealth. And depending on the country you live in, it is usually even harder. If you're in the US, it's probably the easiest. But I'm sure someone will point out that another country has more millionaires per capita. Of course, there are countries like that. But you really have to also look at the number of people. But you see, we do not look at statistics. We only look around us. We bias ourselves by the people we surround ourselves with. How are we doing in standing with them? How are we doing compared to them? Not compared to the worldwide statistics. It is that statistic that is more important. You have to realize that statistics are mind-blowing. Once you realize that 56 million people, 56 million people have a net worth more than $1 million. That's how rare it is. There is between 100,000 and a million. It's only 600 million people. That's a lot more. It's much more attainable. So try to go there, but it's still less than 10% of the population. So you have to realize that you are going very, very high in order to get there. You're going to have to do so many things. Get lucky, work hard, be smart, all of these things. But don't beat yourself up if you don't succeed. Most people don't. That's the true reality, the true statistics of everything. No matter what it is. If you're doing YouTube, if you're doing, I don't know, online courses, businesses, photography, writing books, anything, it's just like that. The odds are always minuscule. Really, really, really small. So you have to understand that you shouldn't beat yourself up if you are a loser. Because I am. Compared to these people, I am. But those statistics really are not there to put you down and not really make you do the things that you want. They are there so that you can get a little bit of perspective, so you understand what you are up against. How tall is the mountain that you want to climb? Most people don't get there. Most people are below 10K. So if you have 10K, now you have a good statistic on your hand. That's how crazy it is. Most people, in fact, 7 out of 10 people have a net worth less than 10K. That's how crazy it is. And you have to understand that that's how bad things are. So understand that you should look at statistics and you should actually pay attention and realize how hard it is to achieve the thing that you want to do. Because if you do not have a clear view, you're going to frustrate yourself more. You're going to actually feel more bad emotions. Most people say, oh, but you shouldn't look at those things because you're going to get demoralized. No, you're not going to get demoralized. You're actually going to get demoralized if you think it's easy. And you're going to give up and you're going to beat yourself up over and over and over again. And you're going to be miserable. You're not going to be successful and you're also going to be miserable. The alternative is to do stuff but not become miserable because you know the odds. You know how rare it is. So you might as well try, but don't beat yourself up when it doesn't work. You have to understand things are hard and difficult, especially being great. Most people will never succeed. So understand the statistics. Understand how rare it is to have a chance to be one of these people. You have to realize that 50% of them, 50% of millionaires didn't get there by working. They got there by being born in the right family. You have to understand that. You have to put that into perspective. That's how rare it is. 30 million of them, 30 million of them, half of them inherited their wealth. They didn't work for it, they were born that way. That's the point. So when you put that into perspective, you have to realize how small the chance is, how small the chances are. So there you go. Feel a little bit better about yourself and continue to do all of the things that you want to do.